About movies. I'm going to do a movie review. It's movie time. Movie time. So yesterday, I watched a film. That's right. A film. Yesterday I watched a film, a movie, a motion picture called Chappie. This is a film. This is a motion picture. It exists. It's called Chappie. And I watched it. I watched it in its entirety. And, not bad, I have to say. I was very skeptical at first. Very skeptical how this movie would turn out. But by the end, I thought it was pretty good. So anyway, basic synopsis is, so this is a movie that takes place in South Africa. And, like, the South African police or whatever can't stop, like, crime. And so what they do is they invent these, like, police robots that, like, you know, murder the shit out of criminals. And so one of the police robots gets fucked up and decommissioned. And so one of the people that works at this robotics company is, like, working on another, like, robot consciousness program. Like, there's their own personal project. So then what they do is they steal what he does is he steals the robot that got decommissioned because it got blown up or whatever, and he plugs in the consciousness program, and that's Chappie, who's like, a living conscious being inside of this robot. But then the other main characters of the movie are this, like, criminal syndicate of, like, I'm gonna be honest, man, the characters, like, some of the characters in this movie were horrible. Like the ninja character. Wow. I mean, if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. But that guy, terrible, absolutely horrendous acting, horrendous character, horrendous storytelling. That guy was 0 out of 10. And I don't do rankings often, but that motherfucker was so cringe. I almost, like, couldn't watch the movie. I was cringing so hard at certain times. And I read that the actor that plays him, who's, like, part of some band or whatever, I read that the actor that plays him was also, like, really bad, like, while they were filming. Like, everyone else on the film set did not like him at all, so that tracks. But anyway, outside of that character being horrendous, a criminal syndicate basically, holds the creator of Chappie at gunpoint and says, you're going to give your robot to us? And then the robot's, like, learning how to live, and then, the gang is, like, teaching him how to, like, do crimes without, like, thinking he's doing anything wrong. Like, oh, if you stab people, they just go to sleep. You don't kill them. They just go to sleep, right? So that's a little thing. And so eventually, there's, like, so many layers to this movie. It feels like this movie was, like there's just so much going on, it's hard to keep track of it. So anyway, at this weapons company, there's another guy who's, like, a little bit of a crazy person who's, like, developing this super robot that uses, like, a neural helmet to, like, run the robot or whatever. And he, like the company won't let him use the super robot, but they let him construct the thing. So this corporation lets him make a super robot, but doesn't let him use it. What's the point? Why would you fund the millions and billions of dollars or whatever to create the research and development and the parts to create the robot and the helmets, and then at the last minute say, nah. So anyway, he really wants to use his robots. So what he does is he turns off all of the, droids that, like, the Chappie droids, but, the other ones are just, they're not like Chappie. Chappie's a conscious droid. And then then the crime runs rampant again, and he gets in his, like, mech robot neural link shit. And anyway, I don't understand that part of the movie, but he kills a bunch of people, and, like, the robot's super cool. Like, watching the robot tear someone in half, that was pretty fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. And so, like, he shoots the main character who created Chappie, but then, like, secretly Chappie, like, solved the problem of consciousness or something, and then puts the creator of Chappie, who got shot and is bleeding out, puts his consciousness in another robot, and then the movie ends, and then, like, some of the characters are turned into robots, and it's pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of parts in this movie that, like, I really couldn't stand, right? Like, the acting by some of the characters was so horrible, and, like, the characters were so terrible, it was honestly excruciatingly painful to watch. But some of, like, I love the consciousness bits where Chappie like steals a bunch of PS4s and like uses them as like he links them up as a computer and then like solves the problem of consciousness. I thought that was cool, right? There's a lot of really interesting parts in this movie, but you know, like again, it's one of those things where it's like some of it's really horrible, but I think overall the movie's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I was enjoying it. I thought Chappie was adorable. You know, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Sounds like propaganda to me. I disagree. I think it's the opposite of propaganda, because the cops are like shown to be incompetent douchebags, pretty much. And so like their security at their like warehouse is so bad that someone can just like turn off all of their cop droid. The cops in this movie are extremely incompetent. So I think that that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, this, you know, I would recommend watching it if this sounds even remotely interesting to you. I thought the character development of Chappie as he, like, you know, was born, and then, like, learns about the world from these gangsters and stuff. I thought that was interesting. There's a lot of really funny lines when Chappie is, like decked out with bling, so to speak. And that was pretty funny. There's a lot of really funny stuff, a lot of good stuff in this movie. But, man, I could not stand the fucking main character, Ninja. I could not stand that motherfucker. Like, Jesus goddamn Christ. Like, on a personal level, like, he sounds like a despicable douchebag. But in the movie, the guy, like, what a fucking, like, nightmare. Like, again, like, if that guy just didn't exist in the movie, I think the movie would be, like, significantly better. Like, oh my God, what a horrible character. And it's not even, like, a character that's bad, but, like, you know, the plot is used, like, you know, he's a villain, right? It's not even that he's, like, a villain and, like, you're supposed to hate him. But it's just, like, he's such an unlikable douchebag, and he's supposed to be, like, he's supposed to be, like, one of the protagonists, and it's just, Jesus, what the fuck? What the fuck? But anyway, I thought this movie was good. I want to check out the director's other films, because they also seem interesting. I've never seen any of them. And so, you know, again, if this sounds like, I think that the good parts of this movie are really good. And the bad parts of this movie are bad, but the good parts significantly outweigh the bad parts. But I can't review this movie without complaining about how horrible Ninja is. What a terrible fucking character. Jesus goddamn Christ. But also, I just want to say, I loved, the set of, like, this gang warehouse. There's just art on the walls. Like, apparently, like, the protagonists are, like, a real life music group. And so, like, on the walls are, like, their, like, music lyrics or whatever. And there's, like, super cool art and, like, you know, stuff on the walls. That was super cool. And so I love the background. The set design was really good. But yeah. So anyway, good movie. I want to check out the other movies that this guy has made. They seem interesting from what I've looked up. And Chappie, I'm in. I like consciousness. I like solving consciousness. I hope that that's going to happen in my lifetime. Probably not, but we'll see. And so on that note, good movie overall. Check it out. It's goddamn Chappie. Can you believe that shit?